Today is Valentine's Day 2025. I'm feeling the love of the day, and what I want to talk about today is love. More specifically, self-love and how to truly love yourself. There's a lot of noise on the internet about what self-love is. Specifically for women, it usually looks like bubble baths and face masks, skincare, mani-pedis. Don't get me wrong, those things are fabulous and they can make you feel really freaking good, but that isn't what self-love necessarily is. First off, I want to say my self-love journey really took off in quarantine in 2020. Right before the quarantine happened, I had cut off all the friends that I kind of had, and I removed myself from all the environments I was used to. And then quarantine happened and it was just full isolation mode, and it was the most that I had ever been alone with myself. And it didn't take long before I just started to naturally make a lot of shifts within myself, and I quickly became the most confident that I had been at that point. I started doing things I had never done, like I would wake up at about 5 a.m. It just felt right for me at that time. And I would put Bratz on my TV because their fashion really inspired me. And at this point I was 15. And then I would go through my closet, take out a bunch of clothes and like see how I could adjust them. And I didn't learn how to sew yet by this point, but I was just having so much fun, like cutting shirts certain ways, like tying little things, painting on shirts, just like personalizing my closet. And this really boosted my confidence. And then I kind of started getting introduced into spirituality and just like the possibility that you could think positively about life and enjoy it. That was like my main introduction to that. I liked the idea of meditation, but it seemed kind of daunting to me at the time because I didn't fully understand it. So I started with every single morning when I wake up, I would take 5 extremely slow, elongated, deep breaths. Waking up every morning and doing that, knowing I was doing it for myself, it really shifted something within me and it made me feel loved by me. The fact that I was taking action on me. And with the isolation came a lot of thinking, a lot of time with my thoughts and myself. And also, I just love to go out and do stuff. And at this point, I had no one to go do stuff with. And like legally, we weren't supposed to be doing stuff with other people. So I would take myself on little adventures. There were places I had always wanted to explore in my town that I never had gotten around to. So I would get dressed early morning, take my deep breaths, and then I would take myself out. At the time, I would either walk or skateboard everywhere. So I would walk or skate down to whatever area I wanted to explore that day. And I just started soaking it up. I would make these little playlists that fit the vibe of what I was doing that day. I would match my outfit to how I was feeling that day. And when I would take myself out to these places that I wanted to go, I would do like little photo shoots by myself. I would set up my phone and I would just like do a video and take a bunch of little pictures, and that really boosted my confidence. And it just started really feeling like I was in tune with like me, who I was, and not listening to the noise of everyone around me and what I should be or what I could be, aka like those other people. And I took a look in the mirror and I saw who I wanted to be. And it was this huge shift. I did things at a young age that weren't too great for me. Like I had a habit of smoking marijuana. During that period of my life when I really started reflecting, I realized I don't want to be doing this. I don't like how this makes me feel. And I think a lot of the reason I did it was because the social aspect of it, like everyone that I was friends with did it, and it made it easier for me to like blend into that community. But it also, I was very miserable before this point. I didn't show myself love. I disrespected myself constantly, and I didn't take care of myself, and I surrounded myself with people who didn't take care of themselves nor their community. It was, I was young, and I can't expect everyone to be saints by that age, especially not myself. But yeah, I realized this isn't what I want for me. I don't like this. I cut the habit cold turkey, and I never looked back. And that just felt like such a gift to myself, because I am a person who can have so much fun sober. I love that about myself. I can have fun sober no matter the circumstances. In high school, when I would go to parties, I would always be the last person dancing. I wouldn't stop dancing, and I'd be just here like giving everyone compliments, like, you look so beautiful tonight. And everybody would think that I was drunk, but I'm just high on life constantly. And it started in this era of quarantine. At this point, I had pretty long hair, similar to this length, but a little bit longer. And I would stare in the mirror. I would do this. I would kind of fold it back and like just look at how that looked. And I fell in love with me and the look of a bob. So for the first time in my life, I did a big chop and I just cut my hair off. For me, that moment was really monumental because it felt like I had cut off the life I was living before. Like I had cut off all of those traumatic experiences and just things that I no longer wanted to define me. I felt like a new me. It was such a good fresh start. And then I moved houses, and for the first time ever, I had my very own bedroom. And that just, my self-love, my understanding of myself, my connection to the world and everything really deepened in that moment because it was just me. I finally had my own space to figure out what I like and decorate my room exactly how I wanted it, and like just got to play. It was so freeing. I got really into journaling, and through journaling I got to know myself better because I find with myself I get to know things about myself by either speaking aloud or by writing. It doesn't just happen inside my head, it has to be coming out. Things just start to flow and I'm like, whoa, I didn't even realize that until I just said it. So journaling did that for me. And then I got into manifestation and I started writing what I want my life to look like, writing what I thought was possible for myself. I rapidly started to see these things coming into fruition. I realized the power that I have over my life, and I didn't just have to be this small girl curled up following what everyone else says, doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, I realized how much control I had over my life and that I could choose to be happy and confident and choose what I want my life to look like and genuinely make that happen for myself. And it was so exhilarating. Anyway, that was the first big breakthrough for me. I got into a long-term relationship soon after that, and I certainly loved myself within this relationship, but it's nothing near what came afterwards. The true connection that I have with myself now. Me and this past lover ended things, and it was almost immediate, this shift within me that was like, whoa, I have so much love to put towards myself now. It feels really good for me to love people, but the love I was pouring into people at that time in my life wasn't reciprocated in the way I would have wanted it to. This moment, I was gaining a lot of self-respect, so my relationship ended. I was cutting off a lot of friendships, and it was almost like building from the ground again. I was like, wow, I have all this love now, and I only have me to pour it into. What a beautiful thing. Like, it's not being spread thin. I have so much of it and I can just douse myself in it. Got my first job around this time, so I was making money and just discovering ways to love myself. So I would go do a thrift haul and then I would go eat at Applebee's by myself. That never really bugged me. Eating out alone, I always found it very calming. This was just a new leaf for me. I started taking myself on solo dates. I would take the train downtown and just like explore, hang out by the river. I also started driving at this time, so like my freedom just blossomed. It was just such a beautiful time period. I really turned inwards and all of that love just like was pouring out of me and into the world and everything around me. I was working with kids, which also filled me with so much love. Just the pure innocence and the joy, and the way that they received me made me feel even more loved. Like, it was just like this big beautiful domino effect of love, 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 love. And it's never stopped since. Here are some ways to actually love yourself. There are many love languages. There's gift giving, there's physical touch, there's quality time, words of affirmation, so on and so forth. And they have quizzes online, or you can just tune in with yourself and figure out what feels best for you, what truly makes you feel loved. And for me, I kind of have a combination of all of them. So this morning, it's Valentine's Day, and there's this book that I've been wanting for a really, really long time, but I really wanted to find it in person. Unfortunately, no stores around me have it. So this morning I woke up and I bought myself the book. I buy myself flowers all the time because that makes me feel very loved and appreciated, and it's a constant reminder of my love and appreciation when I see the fresh flowers in my space. Last Valentine's Day, I bought myself this ring as a promise ring to myself to never let go of this beautiful self-love I have, no matter the circumstances. If I get into a romantic relationship, if things go to crap, I will always love myself deeply, and this ring is my promise to myself for that. Last Valentine's Day, I took myself to get a massage for the first time. That was life-changing. Oh, I love a good massage, and it really held me in the physical touch aspect. Words of affirmation. I look into the mirror and I tell myself things that I enjoy about myself. I just affirm the parts of myself that I find beautiful inside and out. Like, oh, my eyes look so sparkly and beautiful, and oh, I feel so loving. People light up in my company, and just like affirming these things to myself. And it just lights me up inside even more, and it builds and it builds and it pours out into the world around me. It can be small, like if you're not used to spending time with yourself, go for a 15-minute walk around your neighborhood. Fully take it in. You can make a pretty playlist to go with it, or you can just have no music, raw dog it, tune into the sounds around you and just take it in. You can eat a meal by yourself. If you're not brave enough to go out in public yet and do this, you can cook yourself a meal at home and just enjoy it in your own company. But make a ritual out of it. No TV, no videos, just you and your meal, and just enjoying it like you would on a date. And if you're like me, you can take yourself out to eat, because I really enjoy going out to eat. And some people find it embarrassing to go out to eat by yourself, but it's not embarrassing. Things are only embarrassing if you feel that they are embarrassing. Because when I am out, I am just really enjoying my meal. I try not to be on my phone when I'm on a solo date, because if I was on a real date with someone else, I wouldn't be on my phone. I look around and I observe the people around me, and I'm like, oh, this couple is so beautiful, or all those friends look like they're having so much fun, or this family is so precious, I'm so excited to have my own family like that one day. Just like observing around you and then being present with your meal and just really treating yourself. It's not embarrassing. If people are looking at you and you assume, oh, they're judging me, they're making fun of me because I'm eating alone, you can make a shift to think instead, oh, maybe they're curious because they've never seen someone do this. Maybe you're inspiring them to take themselves out to eat because they never thought of doing that. Maybe there's a way you've always wanted to dress, but you've never felt confident enough. Give yourself one day, just one day, to test it out. Dress how you've always wanted to dress. Feel the way it feels in your body, how it raises your confidence. Just like listening to yourself. My true self-love comes from, I respect and tune into my body so much. I listen. I never push my intuition to the back burner. If my body is telling me something is not right, or that I've outgrown a situation, I will not hold myself any longer there, because my body knows what's best for me. And my life has only gotten better and better since I've tuned into that and just fully respected it when I hear it, when I receive that. Anyways, all of this to say, we don't need others to feel loved. Community is so important to me, and I am a romantic. I find romance beautiful and it excites me. And friendships. I had a Galentine's Day. I always host a Galentine's Day as well, because Valentine's Day for me it's a day of love where you can commune with your friends or with your family or with yourself, anyone that you love, your pets. It's just a day about love. It's not necessarily romantic partners. And so every year I host a Galentine's Day where it's just me and my girls enjoying each other's company, doing really sweet things. And then also on actual Valentine's Day, I dedicate some time for myself to just tune in and do things for myself, whether it be getting a massage, buying myself flowers, taking myself on a hike up this hill that I've always wanted to climb, taking myself out to dinner, journaling, just all of these things that make me feel loved. You can do that for yourself as well, and I really hope that today you look around and you find love, because it is everywhere. It is everywhere. Your body is working every day to keep you living, and that is love. Your body loves you unconditionally. I love you. Thank you for listening to my rambles. I hope you have a beautiful day. Mwah!